Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Zoe and this is Fox and Sloth Apothecary. Today I'm going to be doing the tarot tag, Pacing Tarot. My friend Krista, who runs Crochet Witch Tarot on YouTube or Crochet Witch Wears on Instagram, she sent it to me, and it was originally created by Sorsha Soaring Craft. There we go. I wrote notes this time, so I don't keep saying or like, but also I probably will still do those things. There you go. I really like this tag because it touches base on not needing a large collection to participate. It focuses on just having fun and making sure that everybody can participate and enjoy. I know that I personally, although I feel like I would have what some would consider a larger tarot collection, felt like I was struggling to participate in some of the tags because I was just going to be showing you guys the same decks over and over again. Which, I mean, I love them, so I have no issue doing that. But I figured that you might not want to see the same decks over and over again. At least not just like walking through the cards. So when I saw this tag come across my phone screen, I was really excited because it made me look at my decks and pick out some of them that I don't touch very often or even use. So we're going to change camera angles and we're going to go through my 3 decks, and I have my prompts so we won't get tripped up. And come on. All right, and here we are. So my first deck is for the prompt least used, and this is the Shadowland Tarot by Monica Bordisky. And I really love this deck. It always surprises me. I look at it a lot and I don't really understand why I don't use it. I think I maybe photographed it twice on my actual accounts, and I don't really ever pull it off the shelf, and I don't know why. I'm just talking right now. I probably could be showing you the cards. It's fun. I remember getting really excited to purchase it and getting it and being super surprised by the box, and it has a huge companion booklet. I don't know why I don't use it. Actually, going through the cards, I know that I kind of felt like there was a lot of color to it, which seems kind of silly. Oh, we're getting a glare. Let's see if I can adjust the light. Hopefully that helps. I remember being a little turned off by the color of the deck. I like color, so again, it surprises me that that would be my reasoning. But I also really like darker decks, and I think this was maybe too cartoony. I honestly, see, that sounds wrong too. I don't know, because it's cute. Like, I remember loving this card. I know that the prompt goes through 2 parts for each question, and that is, what is one thing you can do to change that, on top of the why. So they all go with why, and then it has like a follow-up part B question. So my why of why I don't use this deck, I don't know. And something that I can do to change that, should I wish, I mean, I would enjoy using this deck. It's full art, which like, it's borderless, which I think is super cool. And it fits spooky season. Maybe that's just the push that I needed, is like try to use it for some spooky season posts. And maybe that'll get me back into using it. I have a hard time letting decks that I no longer connect with go. I know I'm holding on to some other decks that like I pretty much don't use either, but they feel like a comfort part of my collection. I wish I had better reasoning than that. But honestly, this is stumping me. I do enjoy this deck. I love the cardstock. It is like some thicker cardstock. It's got gilded edges. Like, it was a treasure. I don't know how or why. I just never really got into using it. So I think that a great way to get into using decks that you don't use very often is to use it in a challenge. So I think I will try to find maybe, see, month-long challenges are hard. I have ADHD and I fall off of challenges quickly. So I'm thinking like maybe one card a week will be a good one for this one. And try to use it for spooky season. I think that'll be a really great way to get back into using it. It's got some fun colors. It's got some fun cards. I think that it is a deck that I'm not ready to let go of. So we will have to get back into using that. It shuffles really nicely. Like, this deck stays. That moves me into the next question, which is also our next deck, and that is an oldie but a goodie, or a deck that had its 15 minutes. And I'm actually going to go with the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I think it fits both those bills. It is an oldie but a goodie for my collection, and it's also definitely had its 15 minutes of fame. You can tell that I've actually used this deck quite a bit, and I have a really special place in my heart and collection for this deck. It has come to the hospital for not one, but two births of my tiny humans, my gremlins, my goblins. And I have used it during those hospital stays. And it's just like a deck that I'll always come back to. It definitely has its 15 minutes of fame. I mean, there's also Memento Mori, which is the Oracle deck, and it's, I say jokingly and lovingly, a cult following, and I'm a part of it. But I feel like I don't see it as often anymore. I feel like if you do see at least Antique Anatomy, I see Memento Mori a lot more. If you see Antique Anatomy, it's usually because it's like somebody's like ride or die deck. And for the longest time, it was my ride or die deck. And then I kind of started to shift my aesthetic in cards to more of like a photography based artwork. And it just didn't become my like 24/7 deck. Does that mean that I don't still love it? No, because it's clearly definitely still a favorite of mine. It holds like sentimental value. It just doesn't get photographed as often because I definitely still use it in readings. I just think it's from like an account point of view. It's not seen as much. And then the second part of the prompt is assuming this deck has waned in my practice, what is one way you can change that? So I do reach for this. I think if I scrolled back, I pick it up every once in a while, and I definitely, every time I pick it up, I'm like, why did I stop using this? I love this deck. So again, I think just kind of like picking it up. I never go through like, I know some people do like decks of the week, and I think that would be a really smart idea, especially for reconnecting with a deck like this. But I don't know. I always end up either reaching for the same exact decks and wanting to do those and then feeling like I'm being constrained by having to pick like specific decks for the week, or I just like completely forget about it. But I think that's something that I could definitely practice, and this would be a good way to reconnect with my deck. Oh, and it also asks, what is one of its strong points that I appreciate? And I definitely think that's the sentimental value of this deck. I don't know, this is part of my connection with my babies. Okay. Oh, I'm hitting the camera now. Sorry. All right, and then the last one is a deck that makes you reassess. And that is going to be the Dreaming Way Tarot. So this is another deck that I use very rarely. I like the artwork. I don't like the backs. I know some people really do. I don't understand it. It doesn't seem to fit the deck for me. But I like the artwork. It's definitely not my style per se anymore, but I think it fits like a time and a need. So the deck was created, the creator said that they literally had a dream about this deck. And that is why it is the Dreaming Way Tarot. And I think that it would be really great for dream analysis. And I don't know why I don't reach for it, because I do dream analysis readings like pretty regularly, either my own, my husband's dreams, or like friends' dreams, those little like moments. I think this deck would be perfect for that. And it needs to be used more often. So connecting back with the actual prompt of what it makes me reassess. I think this deck made me reassess my art style preferences, because I like this art, but I think it was really the first deck that I like got and was like, oh, I mean, this is pretty. And I like that it's full art, and I like that there's people, but I don't know that this is like my style. I still love it. I still think that I should use it for dream analysis, because why not? But it was definitely the first deck that kind of showed me like what I like and what I don't like. And unfortunately, because of that, it doesn't get picked up as often anymore. I don't think I like ever photograph it. So that's something that I could do about it, is maybe start using it for dream journaling. That would be cool. If I just keep it in my bedside table, and then it just becomes my dream journal deck. Right now, I have just like a set of bicycle playing cards in my bedside drawer. And I think this is going to come upstairs to bed with me, which sounds weird, but I'm here for it. Okay, that is my 3 decks: the Shadowland Tarot, Antique Anatomy, and Dreaming Way. So I like that this is a repeating background. I don't like these backgrounds. And this one I can tell reversals from, but I love this deck too much to care. And speaking of tiny gremlins, one of mine is awake. So I am going to go take care of that. And then I'll come back to say goodbye. Actually, you know what? I doubt that I'm going to be able to get back here. So we're just going to say goodbye from the hand point of view. You can enjoy my farmer's tan. And I hope you guys have a really good night. And I want to see what your 3 pacing tarot decks are. So tag me in your responses. Don't forget to tag Sorsha Soaring Craft. And I can't wait to see. Until next time. Bye, friends.